Emily Roberts had always been a dreamer, not the quiet kind who scribbles in a journal and tucks it away in a drawer. No, Emily's dreams were loud, colorful, and always big. She wanted the glamorous job in New York City, the ocean view penthouse, the expensive clothes that could make people turn their heads in admiration. She wanted her life to look like the polished photos she scrolled past on Instagram late at night. But because she was always aiming for the extraordinary, she became blind to the ordinary. When her mom baked warm cinnamon rolls on a Sunday morning, Emily barely noticed. She'd be busy on her phone, comparing her life to strangers. When her best friend Sarah invited her to the park just to sit and talk, Emily would politely decline. "I'm too busy working on my future," she'd say. Her life was a checklist, and none of the boxes were for small joys. By the time she turned 26, Emily had landed a good corporate job, but it wasn't her dream one. She lived in a decent apartment, but it didn't have the glass balcony she imagined, and so she frowned more than she smiled. "I'll be happy when I get there," she'd tell herself. But they always kept moving further away. She didn't realize that every time she postponed happiness for some future goal, she was letting life's most beautiful moments slip through her fingers. One Thursday afternoon, Emily's phone rang while she was buried in spreadsheets at work. It was her father. His voice was quiet, almost trembling. "Emily, it's about Mom," he said. Her mother had been in a car accident. The doctors said they were doing everything they could, but Emily's world tilted. She rushed to the hospital, her chest tightening with every step. She'd never seen her mother so still. Machines beeped softly in the room. Her warm, laughing, cinnamon roll-making mom now lay silent, with tubes and wires everywhere. Over the next few days, Emily sat by her mother's side, holding her hand, whispering stories, praying for more time. She thought about all the Sundays she'd chosen to work instead of visiting, all the phone calls she cut short because she was too busy. The truth hit her hard. She'd been so focused on chasing a perfect life that she forgot to live the life she already had. Her mother didn't make it. That morning, the sun rose like it always did, but for Emily, the colors seemed muted. The air felt heavy. Her world had a missing piece that could never be replaced. In her grief, she started noticing things she had once ignored. The way sunlight spilled across her kitchen counter, the sound of rain tapping against her window, the smell of freshly brewed coffee in the morning. These were the very things her mother used to love. She remembered how her mom would pause just to watch the birds outside the kitchen window, how she'd hum a song while folding laundry, how she'd laugh, really laugh, at the smallest jokes. For the first time, Emily realized that those small moments weren't distractions from life, they were life. Her mother's death had left a void, but also left a gift, a silent lesson. Happiness isn't hidden in the big milestones. It's scattered in the little moments you collect every day. The next Sunday, Emily woke up early and baked cinnamon rolls, just like her mom used to. The kitchen smelled warm and sweet. She called her father and invited him over for breakfast. They ate together, not talking much, just sharing quiet company. She started walking to work instead of rushing in a cab, noticing how the trees along the street changed colors with the seasons. She stopped to talk to her elderly neighbor, Mrs. Green, who always smiled when someone asked about her garden. One evening, she went to the park with Sarah. They sat on a bench and watched kids play, their laughter filling the air. Emily didn't feel like she had arrived anywhere. She didn't have the penthouse, the perfect job, or the endless wardrobe. But for the first time in years, she felt present. A month after her mother's passing, Emily wrote her a letter. "Dear Mom, I finally get it. You weren't just living, you were noticing. You were savoring life in ways I never understood. I thought happiness came in grand victories, but you found it in cinnamon rolls, sunsets, and Sunday phone calls. I'm sorry it took losing you to realize how rich those moments were, but I promise I won't miss them anymore." Emily's shift in perspective didn't just change her, it inspired others. At work, she began greeting her colleagues with genuine warmth instead of robotic good mornings. She started organizing small lunchtime walks, encouraging others to step away from their desks and just breathe. On weekends, she volunteered at a local community center, teaching kids art. She watched their faces light up over something as simple as mixing paint colors. She wasn't rich in money, but she was rich in moments, and that wealth was far more lasting. Years later, Emily would still have ambitions. She still worked hard. She still wanted to grow. But now, she understood that life wasn't a race to the biggest prize. It was a journey filled with small treasures, and you didn't have to wait to enjoy them. The expensive apartment, the glamorous job, the perfect Instagram feed, they might still come or they might not. But the laughter over coffee with a friend, the feel of cool grass under your feet, the way a song can take you back to a childhood memory, those were here, right now, waiting. We all dream of someday, but in chasing it, don't miss the right now. Because one day, you'll realize the little things were the big things all along.